On a warm July night in Wisconsin, tragedy struck on Interstate 90. A Chevrolet Suburban, driving the wrong way, collided head-on with a Volkswagen Tiguan. Inside were Hallie Helgeson and Brady Heiling, two young lives full of promise cut short in an instant. This was no random accident, it was the result of a series of preventable failures. Imagine driving safely, only to face a vehicle barreling toward you with no time to react. The devastation was total, leaving families and first responders in shock. The driver of the Suburban was allegedly drunk, far over the legal limit. Even more disturbing, she had a history of drunk driving and was supposed to be under restrictions to prevent this very scenario. Yet she was on the road, turning a car into a weapon. This crash is now at the center of a national debate. It's not just about a car accident, it's about a system that failed to protect its citizens. The question is, why did this happen and who is responsible? The policies and decisions of local officials played a direct role. For Hallie and Brady, those policies proved fatal. Their deaths were not just tragic, they were preventable. This is a story of lives lost, and a system that must answer for it. The consequences of inaction are written in the lives that can never be restored. Hallie Helgeson, 18, and Brady Heiling, 19, were more than names. They were beloved children, friends, and members of their communities. Their futures were stolen in a moment. The accused driver, Noelia Saray Martinez Avila, is a 30-year-old illegal immigrant from Honduras. She was intoxicated, driving with a revoked license, and had a prior drunk driving conviction. By law, she was supposed to have a breathalyzer device in her car. She didn't. ICE had already flagged her for deportation, but local authorities in Dane County ignored federal detainers. This wasn't her first brush with the law, but the system allowed her to remain free. Now, she faces 2 counts of homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle and other felonies. The tragedy is clear: 2 innocent lives lost, a repeat offender shielded by policy. The system didn't just fail to stop her, it enabled her. Why would any government protect a convicted drunk driver over its own citizens? The answer, sadly, is politics. Sanctuary policies in Dane County prioritized ideology over public safety. The result, 2 families shattered, a community in mourning. This is not a complicated story, it's a failure of priorities. The victims deserve better, the public deserves answers, and the system must change. Sanctuary jurisdictions claim to protect immigrant communities by limiting cooperation with federal immigration authorities. In practice, this means local jails may release illegal immigrants with criminal records, ignoring ICE detainers. The intent is to build trust, but the reality is dangerous offenders can slip through the cracks. Martinez Avila's case is a stark example. A prior conviction, a known risk, yet released back into the community. The focus of these policies is on shielding offenders, not protecting victims. For families like Hallie's and Brady's, the sanctuary was a death trap. The system prioritized virtue signaling over safety, the result tragedy that could have been prevented. The question remains, who is the sanctuary really for? The federal government responded swiftly and forcefully. DHS officials stated bluntly, Hallie and Brady would be alive if not for Martinez Avila and the sanctuary policies of Dane County. DHS called out the county's refusal to honor ICE detainers, highlighting a pattern of releasing dangerous individuals. The message was clear: local decisions have national consequences. This isn't political theater, it's the official position of the U.S. government. If Dane County had cooperated, 2 young lives might have been saved. The sanctuary policy wasn't just symbolic, it was a direct factor in this tragedy. The federal government is demanding accountability. The cost of ignoring warnings is measured in lives lost. The time for excuses is over. As the legal case unfolds, the core question remains, whose safety comes first? Are officials protecting law-abiding citizens, or prioritizing those who break the law? Supporters of sanctuary policies argue they build trust, but tragedies like this expose the deadly risks. Critics see this as proof that public safety must come first. The debate is no longer abstract, it's about life and death. Communities must ask, are we putting ideology ahead of safety? The deaths of Hallie and Brady demand a reckoning. What will we do to ensure this never happens again?